Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new bossing mule video. In today's video, we're going to be going over Cadena as a boss mule. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you make it? We're going to go over the nodes, how to boss. I'm going to show you guys my equips, my nodes, and everything in between. So first things first, let's just go over my gear and the nodes that I am rocking. To be honest, this boss mule is one of my more juice boss mules. I put a ton of nodes into it, and my gear is pretty much done. Full 17, full 2-line unique, everything finished WSE. The emblem and secondary are 3 usable lines as well. As for the nodes, we have dumped quite a bit of nodes onto this Cadena. As for the trios, we're sitting at an average level 23, and for the actual boost nodes, we're sitting at 22, 23, 17, and 16. Yeah, this thing is juiced. I've put a ton of resources into this class. I put a ton of funding and time into learning this class, and even after all of that, it does not perform as good as I would like it to. Now, I would never recommend anybody to make Cadena as a bossing mule if you want to be quote-unquote efficient. This is definitely not a bossing mule that you go and make because it's an easy, straightforward bossing mule to make. This is probably the most complicated bossing mule that you can possibly make, but it is really fun to learn. It does take a ton of time and commitment to learn this class. Cadena is known to be one of the hardest classes in the game because of all the button inputs that you have to perform to optimize your damage on this class. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips and tricks on how to boss with this class. Obviously, any Cadena mains, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong or leave down in the comments your tips and tricks on this class. We're not going to go into the comboing, but I will leave down in the description a comboing guide for Cadena. Now, comboing does take a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, it is pretty easy and it just turns into muscle memory. Some tips and tricks that I have learned while bossing on this class is that honestly, you just don't want to rush. You want to make sure you're hitting your combos and actually hitting the boss. A lot of the times when I'm bossing on this class, I'm trying to do too much at the same time and I end up doing less damage to the boss. And if I would have just taken my time, slowed it down, and hit the combos correctly and pressed the right buttons, you're definitely going to want to be making sure you always are placing down Maelstrom. That is Cadena's summon. And also you want to make sure you have your stacks up on the boss at all times. If you don't have your stacks up, you are going to be doing no damage at all. So make sure you have your stacks up. I know this may seem confusing, but obviously if you guys are watching this video, you already have a Cadena and you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what the stacks are, essentially it is muscle memory stacks and you can stack it up to 8 times. To keep the stacks, all you have to do is use one of the 5th job skills like shotgun, a brick, bat, daggers, bomb, or shuriken. It's pretty easy to keep the stacks up, but just make sure you have your stacks up at all times. The skill Chain Arts Crush actually gives you 8 stacks right away, so I recommend if you're going to a boss, just clicking that skill and you will get those 8 stacks immediately. You're not going to have to do anything. Stack up your stacks. You're just going to have those stacks ready for when you bind the boss. Make sure you're always putting down Apocalypse Cannon off of cooldown. This actually does quite a bit of damage and it's just something to add into your quote-unquote rotation while bossing with Cadena. Now, the way I combo on Cadena is I'll do dagger, bomb, shuriken, spike, bats, and then go into shotgun, brick, claw, and I'll just pretty much rotate those. And when they're all on cooldown, I'll use Maelstrom and the cannon. You're pretty much always going to be using Maelstrom and the cannon when your skills are on cooldown. I also recommend using AB and Last Resort off of cooldown as well. Now, those are just a few tips and tricks I have while playing this class. Obviously, I am no master at Cadena at all, but those are a few things that I've learned while playing this class. Now, let's get into, do I recommend this class as a bossing mule? Absolutely not. And I'm going to give you guys a few reasons why I would never recommend this class as a boss mule. Once again, it is fun. If you want to make it, go for it, but just know this class is just, it is not a bossing mule class at all. If you want to main it, go go for it, but this is not a boss mule. First off, you need 5 trio nodes for this class, which is an extreme amount of trio nodes for a boss mule. A good boss mule, you only want to be using 2 trios, 4 at the maximum. Having to use 5 trios is absolutely overkill. Another reason, of course, it is a combo class, and you're gonna have to take a lot of time to learn how to efficiently play this class. Hit the combos right. Not only hit the combos right, but hit the combos right inside of a boss, because comboing outside of a boss and inside of a boss are 2 completely different things. The third reason why I would never recommend this class is because the training is god awful. This is probably one of the worst classes that I have ever trained in the game, and I'm not over exaggerating when I say that. This class is such high effort when training. It is not like anything I've done before. You're putting down summons every 3 seconds. You're comboing while mobbing. Like, it is not lazy at all. It is far from it. Now, those are just a few of the cons. But like I said earlier, this is a very fun bossing mule. Like, I really do enjoy it. It's something different. It's unlike any other class I've played in this game. So if you want to go outside of your comfort zone and you want to try something new, then I would recommend Cadena. But once again, know what you're getting yourself into. Know the level of funding that you really have to do to make this class viable as a bossing mule. Like I said, I'm 9k Legion. I have almost max nodes. I'm 15k stat almost. 17 star, 2-line everything. 3-line WSE. Like, this thing is juiced. If I had this gear on a Dawn Warrior or Shadower, I would be out of my weekly bosses in 10 minutes and a lot less effort. But anyways, that's gonna be my review on Cadena as a bossing mule. Let me know if you guys have a Cadena as a bossing mule and what you think of it. But as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.